Welcome back to Ignited with Antoinette. This is, of course, an audio. My face is not looking the way I need for it to look, so I wanted to still show up for you all. So this is an audio, which is just as good as the visual. Just imagine me. I'm going to put up a picture. You can look at me if you just have to see me. All right, let the ignition begin. As adults, we can sometimes get caught up in what we didn't get as we were growing up. What kind of childhood, teenage years, adolescent years we had, and what we didn't get in those years. You may have looked at your classmates, cousins, at what you thought they were getting from their parents, and it made you feel some type of way about your parents. Maybe you thought your parents didn't hustle enough, that they weren't smart enough to go out and earn more money. You didn't like the way you lived, the neighborhood you all lived in, but your classmates and cousins tend to live better than you. Or maybe some of the neighbors, the kids in your neighborhood, they were in the same neighborhood, but it looked like they had a better childhood than you did. Like their Christmases were better. Their parents threw them birthday parties and you didn't have a birthday party. Like you got a hot dog or a cheeseburger from McDonald's for your birthday. Well, McDonald's don't sell hot dogs, but you know what I meant. Your parents probably went down to Piggly Wiggly, Food Depot, Save-A-Lot, bought a pack of hot dogs and those off-brand chips. And that nasty juice that was like 90-something cent back then, 68 cents, something like that. And that's what you had. All right. Maybe you were an adult and you didn't get the proper training, especially when you look at the type of people that you choose to be in relationship with, whether it's a romantic partner or platonic. You just have a knack for choosing the wrong people for your life. And you say, man, well, maybe if my parents sat down and talked to me, if my dad showed me how to choose a man and taught me about what I deserve, what I don't deserve, red flags to look out for, what a doggish man is, what a con artist is, maybe if my dad talked to me, maybe I wouldn't be in such a predicament, choosing these different men who really can care less about me. They wouldn't give me a jacket or an umbrella on a rainy day. Maybe if my mom taught me how to be a lady, if she taught me how to be feminine, maybe I wouldn't be accused of being so masculine. Maybe if I was taught to go to school and to be more independent, to be more driven, maybe I wouldn't be caught up in all these deadbeat jobs. In career to career, in school, dropping out of school, going to trade school, post-secondary, just don't know what to do. Just in a cycle of like, what am I doing? Who am I? Like, what is my identity? Am I talking to anyone today? Blaming your parents, blaming your upbringing, regretting your upbringing, despising those who raised you because you're like, man, I am a product of my environment. I'm a loser just like I thought they were a loser. Like I'm working deadbeat jobs. I don't have any money just like they didn't have any money. No savings. Can't travel the world like I see my classmates and friends doing because I don't know how to do that. Like I was never taught, oh, why me? Why wasn't I born in a different family? Finishers, if you have ever had any of these thoughts, if what I'm saying is mirroring your heart, your sentiment, I need you to understand this. Hard pill to swallow. You got what you got. Get what you get and don't have a fit. We all can look back and talk about what we didn't get. Huh? Because sometimes the thing you complain about, somebody else besides you wish they had it. Just like you wish you had what someone else had. So as humans, we're always looking over the fence and wishing that it was ours. It takes time to break out of that and to learn how to be content with who you are and what you have. Once you become of age, Whatever age that is, only God knows. Because it's all about the intelligence level of the individual. Some kids in middle school decide that they want more than what they currently have. Some kids decide when they're in high school that they want a better life. And they start researching how they can get there. I know what I'm talking about because I went to school with kids who were like this. In middle school, they were already maturing. They were already talking about what type of life they wanted to have as an adult. They were already talking about, I can't wait till I get 18. This is what I'm going to execute. They were talking like this in high school. This is why I say it depends on the intelligence level of the individual. Whatever age you are today, if you have these thoughts that I just expressed, it is up to you to get the information that you allege you didn't get. It's up to you to get the education, the resources, the finances, the backing, the village that you didn't get. We can't go back to yesterday. You can complain about yesterday. You could feel some type of way and be sour about your upbringing, but there is nothing you can do to change it. So are you going to choose to go the rest of your days with this regret, with this gunk that's in your soul? Because where you are in life, you can change as soon as you decide to. If you decide that your life sucks, you're tired of being broke, you're tired of being a hopeless romantic, you're tired of being giving to the wrong people, you want to stop being so giving. But I saw a post yesterday and say, no, if you're a giver, you don't stop giving. You just learn how to give too, because takers don't have limits. Let me say it in a different way. If you are a giver, know your limits, because takers don't have any. So this is all about trial and error. This is all about learning. So what? Your parents didn't teach you how to stand up and be a citizen. They didn't teach you the proper language. They had a limited vocabulary. All these apps that's on our phone now? Huh? The dictionary, the thesaurus? When I was writing my first book, I used a lesson that my mom gave me many, many years ago. She used to like to buy books. And I remember she bought this series of books. And within the series of books, there was a dictionary and there was a thesaurus. I remember that because I spent a lot of time in both of those books. And I was a kid. I don't remember her drilling it down my throat. Antoinette, you need to read these books. You need to get familiar. No, she bought the books and she put it in front of us. I remember that, 6 years ago when I was writing my first book, when I didn't want to constantly repeat the same words, repeat the same terms. I said, you know what? Let me get me a thesaurus, just like Mama gave me years ago. And as I was writing my book, I had the thesaurus right beside me so that my book didn't sound the same. So that my words didn't sound the same, using the same sentences, chapter after chapter. I wanted it to sound different. I wanted to have a flow. Therefore, I had the dictionary and the thesaurus beside me. So that what you know, go with what you know. And what I'm telling you right now, take it further. Because we are adults. You said you couldn't wait till you turned 18. You said you couldn't wait till you finally got your parents' house, your guardians, or whoever it was that raised you. You couldn't wait to be an adult. Now you are an adult, and now you see how difficult life can be. Now you see why they didn't really have food in the refrigerator. Now you see why they weren't able to throw you a grandiose birthday party every year. Now you see why they weren't able to afford to get you a car when you turned 16 like some of your other classmates. Now you see why they didn't have the energy to help you with homework every night. Yeah, because you see how life is now. You see how a job or a career can literally burn you out till you have nothing left. You see how, depending on the lifestyle that you choose, you may not even have finances left. in the midst of this government shutdown, I saw on the news people who were making six figures saying that they found themselves in the food bank line. And I'm wondering, why are you in the food bank line when you have some people who are middle class or allegedly lower class who aren't even in the food bank line? The way people choose to spend their money is their business. Nonetheless, the way you spend your money could have you in some very tight situations. And some, not all, some people who are upper class, they consider themselves upper class, they make 6 and 7 figures. They tend to look down on the lower class, the working class citizens. They tend to look down on people like that. But some of those people have basic knowledge of math. They know how to reason. They know how to use logic. They know how to make their finances stretch and work for them. Whereas people who may be making 6 figures, they still haven't learned that. They spend more than what they make. So just like you may have looked around and looked over your shoulder as a kid, as a teen, as a young adult, and even now in your adulthood, looking around at people, how they may seem to have more than you. Their husband seems to treat them better than yours treat you. The children and teens of others tend to have more respect for their parents than yours have for you. It seems like you're constantly living this chaotic life and everybody else seems to be living a smooth life. And you wonder, why do I have all these problems? What am I doing wrong? What buttons am I not pushing? Take your eyes off people. Stop looking over your shoulder and take a sabbatical from looking across the fence, looking in the next person's yard. And it's time for you to focus on yourself. You've put so much focus on others so long that you don't have an identity. You don't. You've been searching for your identity in others. As I started this out, I was just telling you, you feel some type of way that your parents didn't give you this and that. So you have developed this attitude. And only you know what the attitude is. The core of it. But today is the day that you decide that you're going to do things differently. You don't like where you are? You can change it. Why wait till December 31st? Why wait till you attend a vision board party for 2026? As soon as you decide that life as it is not working for you, that is when change needs to be implemented. And you need to implement it immediately. How do I do that, Antoinette? Start with your device that you're listening to me on right now. Start Googling. Use AI. Use Chat GPT. How can I start over as a single man? How can I start over even though I'm paying child support for 3 kids? How can I start over as a married woman that's about to divorce? How can I start over when my parents have put me out? How can I start over and I don't know who I am? Type it in. You can start from there. For those of you who say, I don't know how. Where do I start? How do I get started? Who will help me? Start with your cell phone device. You can go on YouTube and type in the same thing. And I'm telling you, a whole slew of videos are going to pop up with other people who are talking about the same issue that's bothering you. The same village that you don't have, it's on YouTube. It's on the internet, the World Wide Web. It's right here for you. Use it. We didn't have this 25 years ago. We didn't have all of this. But look now. There's so many ways that money can be made. There's so many ways where you can get out and be social and meet people. Learn new things. Learn better ways to cope and handle life. There's so many ways out here. Free resources, complimentary resources that are right at our fingertips. We just have to search. And as the book says, the good book, seek and you shall find. Knock and the door shall be open to you. You can't stand at the door and knock, 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 knock all day long, and eventually that door don't open. Someone's either going to open the door for you, or you're going to get tired of knocking and you're going to kick that door down. The same thing about seeking. If you seek diligently, eventually you're going to find what you're looking for. So start today. Start today. No more wishing and hoping, because change is within you. Change is now. I hope this audio has ignited you to finish what you've started.